Hi. So I don't know, I don't feel like I'm really clear on what I want to say or anything, but I just felt like, I'll start the camera and talk with you people. But yeah, let's talk about 2021. Let's talk about this year and the upcoming year. What are your thoughts? Like, what's gonna happen next year? Do you have resolutions for next year? What are your thoughts and all that? Share like your story. Like, how did this year go? What do you want to change? What do you not like? What do you wish would be different? And what can you do about it? And all this stuff. So to start with, I guess we should touch on this year, start from what's going on, and then I don't know, it's probably gonna be a long video of me just rambling and talking, but those who just like watching me and get me, it's I guess it's okay. I'm not gonna be clear and into this, and we're done now. It's like just talk. But yeah, I guess if we were to touch this year, 2020, for me it was actually good. Like I had a chance to listen to people and follow some people who are pretty inspiring, pretty good at teaching, and not they not necessarily mean that they're the best people or you have to admire them or anything. But certain phrases, certain thoughts actually help me to form my beliefs, to form my thinking, my values. And for me, it's kind of like just changing my mindset around things makes it all different, makes it all much better. And I guess the best thing for me is I was able to adjust my mindset into being satisfied about life and being satisfied about smallest things to where I don't need to get something big to be happy. I don't need something massive to happen to me to hey, this is finally good. It's actually you're like, hey, I have people I like and they're healthy. They're doing good. That's fine. And my physical body's doing good. I have a roof over my head. I'm still some making some money now, and that's cool. And for me, I just take it as my this is all I need to be happy. And that's really good because if we would look at 2021, and I think a lot of people might have resolutions as into I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna lose some weight, I'm gonna be happy, I'm gonna find a lover or whatever. It's good to have goals and all, but I stopped doing New Year resolutions. I stopped it's just it's different. Like you have to do it differently because most people have a goal, but then it's there for the first few months and then it disappears. Like most people give up or they fail or they're gonna have a I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna quit smoking, I'm gonna quit drinking, and then the first few weeks, maybe first few months are great, but then eventually it's one day they're gonna go and have fun with friends, and oops, maybe they have a hangover, maybe it was their day of workout but they actually ate and fuck it, maybe just tomorrow, and then that one little oops, I didn't do it, turns into one after another to where people it's been a month of not working out, and and they're still drinking and all this stuff. So people don't really have clear goals. They don't have the reason why they want to do it. It's more just something to do. They wish life would be better, but it's kind of waiting for something to feel happy, waiting for something to happen to hey, life will be good when. And for me, that's what I sort of started seeing in people as they start doing the new year resolutions, and they're constantly waiting for something to happen to feel something, something things need to change, they need to get something, people need to come into their life for them to be happy, for them to feel good and all this stuff. And I know it's hard in this life, but I'm lucky and happy enough that I was hey, all the happiness, I'm the one who has to feel happy within, and then I can find all the things in my surroundings that I can feel happy about as well. So for me, I don't know, my standards are different, and I'm all over the place. I want to talk about the upcoming year, and really I don't think things will be different. I don't think things will be boom, 2021, everything changes. It's now all good. We're going back to the way it used to be. It's not gonna happen. If the whole pandemic thing happened and we have vaccines coming up and all the other shit, a lot of people, yeah, stuff's happening, and we need to come together to do something. But again, it's kind of waiting for something to happen so that they could join, they can be part of it, instead of starting and really doing it and being persistent and all the stuff. People yeah, when this happens, when people come together, when I find the right moment, I'll jump in and I'll play my part. But people never come. and you're all alone and things around are not changing and you're like, ah, shit. So like I'm not seeing like 2021 being like magical and wonderful. I think for those who have been suffering through the whole pandemic and all the other things, they will have some of those faults as well. Those who have had hard times with like relationships and all the other things, and like, just like this year is crazy and all the stuff, they still might have this happening. Like I don't see things changing and like all of a sudden New Year is all wonderful, everything's fixed, everything's back to normal. Like this is not happening. Like life is a journey, and it's like we finally came up to this, like, I don't know, either a massive hill or a desert or something. And it's kind of like a bit torturous, but it's one hell of a journey. And it's definitely worth walking through it. And yeah, I don't know. I'm all over the place. Like I really don't have anything specific to say. Like I'm, I know like people like watching my videos to feel like inspired, to feel empowered and all this stuff. And that's like what I want to do. Like for me, it's amazing. Like my growth and the whole journey for myself was miraculous. There's a lot of ups and downs, but I definitely value everything that has happened to me. Like the ability to fully move out and live on my own, and like, hey, things are cool. I have everything settled for myself and all. And having a way to make an income doing what I love to do. I know a lot of people are mad when those that find their passion and it's connected to spirituality, for example, their passion is in helping people and they're making money from it. Like a lot of others get mad about, like, hey, well, if you're helping people, you should do it for free. But it's more like, like I finally found like, hey, I can do, let's say, remote viewing, I can do the energy work, entity clearing, soul contract location, all the other crap, and I get paid for it. It's amazing. Like I don't take it for granted, and I'm just amazed that I have a chance. And even like this year, like I made more money than my parents together, which is like crazy. I mean, like then we have taxes and everything, but just to think like, oh my god, I've been able to pull it off, and now like I can just work my ass off and help out my parents and give back to them first because of all their hard work to assure my life is good. And at the same time, I have like massive plans of what I want to do coming up. And I don't know, like it's just like it's so fun. For me, life is fun. But I'm lucky to talk like this. I'm lucky because I have everything settled and I'm not having this rough journey like some people. And like I'm doing what I love to do. And it wasn't always like that. Like there was times where like I love my work. And there were days where like it's really hard and I'm like, damn, I'm not sure if I can actually keep on going. And like, like a lot of like I took a break, but more like changing my, I don't know, virtues or just changing the way I work. Because the way I was doing things, I portrayed the picture that made people think that I fix all your issues. And I don't do that. I don't fix all your issues. I give you tools so that you could fix your issues, which is like, it's very different. So, like, I stopped trying to fix everything and I started like, hey, I can fix my life. It's working for me. You can do it too. And I can be there to guide you. I can be there to teach you. I can be to help you to churn you on the stuff. And I will see you work your ass off as well and see you win. And it doesn't not mean like you have to like relentlessly do things. Like actually, each and every one of you, you're powerful. You're freaking powerful. You're wonderful. You have a lot within you. It's just that sometimes life hits hard. Like life hits hard. And then, most of us are either alone or we have no one to support us or some other stuff happens. There's a lot of things that happen in between. But, just like being your own cheerleader is so important. Like I'm glad I found people who sort of like injected those beliefs within me. Like I consumed certain content of, let's say, people I admire, like Mel Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk, Tony Robbins, Tom Bilyeu, Lewis House, and all the other people. Like there's tons. Like find someone who fits your standards, your beliefs, your thinking, and all. I found something that fits me. And it's just amazing because, like, just today I turned on Gary Vaynerchuk and I listened to 1 minute and I was like, I have to turn you off because I'm so hyped up to do stuff. Like, I just had to stop everything and like start working. Like, bye, Gary. That was enough. So, like, I don't know, like I'm hyped up. There's like tons of projects I want to do, tons of things I want to give back to humanity. And I don't know, for my own projects of what I'm doing. And like then again, like I hate sort of like tomorrow I will do this. From next year I will do this. Like I stopped doing the whole like New Year resolutions or let's say goals when I start tomorrow, because if I want to do something, I'm gonna start right the hell now. And so like, oh like well from tomorrow I'm gonna have a diet. From tomorrow I'm starting working out. Like no. Get the hell up and do a push-up, do a squat, do something, like start right now. And for me, like it works. And that's my thinking. That's how I take care of myself, and no one, absolutely no one has to follow what I'm doing. But it's working for me because like I know it's like, you know, like having all those like, oh, tomorrow I will quit sugar. Tomorrow we'll start working out. And then tomorrow starts. And then there are just tons of things happening. People call you, or like tons of other things like Murphy's Law, or you plan to do is you're about to start like working out, and then someone comes in and you have a conversation and they need your help and you go help, and a whole day passes and you're like, well, it's midnight. I didn't work out today, but I'm tired, so I'm gonna go to rest and all. And you just don't do what you plan. And I noticed this happening to me in the past, like a lot. And I'm like, it's just not working. Like I have to start working right now. So like you know, for example, like watching Gary Vee, I have like great ideas of what I want to do. My electronic store for Lithuanian community is about to launch. Like I bought the license and everything else. Like I have the website like fixed. So it's just like new year, here we come, and it's open, published, and then it's a whole way of promotion and like getting to the public, to my own community of, let's say, the geeks, those who likes like movies, TV shows, anime, gaming, and all the other stuff. Like I want to have like a side business to where I can make some money and don't have to focus that much on the spiritual work and just do it differently. But then at the same time, you know, creating another YouTube channel for the Lithuanian community, which will be new and interesting. And at the same time, I want to go all in on this channel. Like just, it was so fun being live with Cosmos United and just helping her out, doing the session and just talking, listening to her, and seeing like a person like having issues, and as we talk and within 2 hours she's able to change, and seeing that in 2 hours, the massive shift is just like, it's amazing. And that's just 2 hours of work, and like more like an hour and 30 minutes of listening, and like 30 minutes or 20 minutes of actually doing something about it. So I think like in the future it would be great to work more with her and other people, and maybe start like these like live groups where we have a group of people and maybe like listening to certain issues, and then I could actually help you or whatever. We'll see. But I just like, I'm hyped up. I'm so hyped about like working harder on this, and at the same time getting back to everyone who didn't get sessions yet, like those who were sessions and didn't get it. Like I want to get back to all of them, which means if I want to do it, I have to do it right now. And today I've done quite a few sessions as well as yesterday, the day before yesterday. Like every day I'm just like trying to maximize and just end off the whole client list and all the stuff. So yeah, it's amazing. I know, like I'm just talking about myself. It'll be like actually really interesting if any of you share your stories, like of what, like, you know, like how do you start your year? Do you have any resolutions? What kind of your mindset you have and all the stuff? But like for me, you know, like when I don't know, I don't really start counting like, oh, it's new year, new day, like let's go. It was so weird because like I became so free as a person that I get lost in like, what day is it? What time is it? What month is it really? Like I wasn't counting anymore. I was just like doing my own stuff, and I'm like, oh, it's actually Friday today. Awesome. And so like I would get surprised and all this stuff. So it's a thing. So for me, like New Year's is just gonna be like another day. It's just like a timer hits and it's like, oh yeah, just a number change, whatever. It's just like another day. And from then on, like just do what I want to do. Some people take it like it's something massive happening, which is cool. But for me, like I want to make sure like I get most out of myself, because like I don't see anyone coming and saving us all. I don't see anyone having these massive shifts. You know, like how everyone's like, oh, December 21st, like we have a massive event, do like, oh, like stuff's gonna happen, and like you wake up and the whole day goes, and you're like, you know, like maybe different energies, different vibes, and all this stuff, but it's like nothing massive. It's like if we're gonna live our whole lives expecting for something to happen and someone come and save us, something come and like change it all, like it's just not gonna happen, and we're like gonna live in constant like, disappointment and like, where's this, where's that, and all this stuff. Well, what if you're the one who's supposed to start it all? Who knows? So yeah. There's a lot. When I focus, like, let's say on a new year, I would like to also like reflect what kind of connections, relationships, jobs, habits, responsibilities I would not like to have. And I realized how like important it is to keep close connections. Like, like I've talked to people who lost their loved ones, especially like few people who have lost their mothers, few people who have lost their pets, and I'm one of them. Like I lost my cat as well. And it's just like I saw them lose their loved ones, and I was like, damn, they're going through a lot, and I better make sure, like, while I have my time, because I have people that I love and that love me back, because I have that good relationship, I want to take care of that. So for me, I have certain relationships that are important to me, and I want to make sure like I do my best. Like if I have a call on the phone, talk like it would be the last day. Make sure I say I love you. Make sure I say like how important those people are to me. Make sure like I give that message as if I was to die today, or as if they were to die. Like it's just like it's not good living as if you were to die today, like all the time, because you're like going all out and maybe overburning yourself, or like even expecting the worst case scenario and actually manifesting it. But at the same time, it's kind of like I don't want to have a conversation with a person that goes sideways, like we maybe get aggravated or we bicker or something, and the call ends, and in a few hours or the next day I find out that that person died, and I'm like, fuck, what if. So like I want to make sure that if I have I talk to someone, I want to have an interaction with person, like when I meet them, after like the conversation is over, after the connection is over, they feel better since, or like they feel better after talking to me or after meeting me. So like if they come in a neutral, if they come happier, I want them to leave and feel even better. Like I want to have that kind of thing about myself, like where I work, and I want to make sure like I empower others or I do things for others, and we'll see how that goes. Like I'm trying my best. I'm definitely like not a savior. I'm not gonna save everyone. I'm not. No. It's far from that. But to be there to listen, to support, to empower people, to say like, hey, you don't need anyone to fix all your stuff because you yourself have all the powers to do it. You don't need to wait for someone special to come into your life, for someone to save you, for someone to help you, because you are freaking powerful. You're freaking beautiful. You have all that you need to take care of yourself. And it's easy for me to talk because I'm talking from a place where all my needs are fulfilled. A lot of people that I'm talking to lately, they're alone. They're alone because their relatives abandoned them or don't like them or reject them, or simply, there's a lot of fighting in between. They might be misunderstood, they might be yelled at, the relationships might be like narcissistic, psychopaths, sociopaths all around. And at the same time, you might have a person you love who rejected you, a person who is ignoring you, a person who lets you out, and you're all alone. You might have pets around, you might have some people that they're like acquiescence, sort of like, yeah, just someone I know, but like it's not someone who stays with you all the time, and you're feeling all alone, and that's messed up. But it's not gonna last forever. Like, it's not a curse. It might be. Those things exist for sure. But I know, like, because I was able to achieve that stuff, I know everyone can do it. It seems like impossible for some. It seems like it's just like never-ending story. It's just a cycle. Everything's repeating. But I know that each and every one of us has this massive power to change absolutely everything. And if for you that thing is being all alone, you can flip it all around. How? That's a whole different video. But yeah, like I know, like because I was able to achieve those things, and because I'm talking to people who are going through all this stuff, I want to make sure my attention is on there. I want to make sure, like, I don't know, like today I checked up my YouTube milestones, and it showed like I sort of have like close to 400 videos. Not all of them are published, but still kind of like unlisted and like ready to be published and all this stuff. And I want to do more. I want to do more where they might not hit 1,000 views or million views or whatever, but if what I say might catch just one person. I don't need a billion people watching me. I need one person at least hearing me And maybe what I say can change their life. Maybe. And if that can happen, I'll be freaking satisfied. One person at a time. And that's like my goal. Like it's fun. It's fun looking at people who are successful, who are like, like getting hundreds of thousands of views and everything's fine. But for me, like I want to like I started from one person. And they're like, like when I started my YouTube channel, it was so amazing to have people actually talk to me, to reach out, to like my stuff, to share their thoughts, to have all that support. Like for me, it means everything. So literally, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. Like I'm thinking how my life would have been different hadn't I made YouTube. Like had I started like YouTube channel, making all these videos, like it's very different from what I thought it would be. And I'm actually freaking happy. And like considering where I am right now, I remember every single video I've made, things I've talked about, people who reached out to me, people I've connected with, people who are supporting me. Like for me, it means a whole lot. And I don't take that for granted. I take it as like, damn, I'm so freaking happy because these people showed me what I needed when I needed it most. And because of that support, I want to make sure I give it back to others. So I don't know. I don't see like 2021 saying like it's gonna be way better or people will like all of a sudden things will go back to normal or things will change like for the better, like really like that. But I know that we have the power to change it all. You, me, and everyone else, we're capable of that. So we don't need anyone else coming and saving us because we have this power ourselves. And it's kind of like, starting from ourselves, starting from within. And I don't know, like I just like sort of like reflect and looking back at how I wanted like people to come into my life to fulfill me so that I finally like, oh, I have someone that loves me and is so great. But I understood like needing of that love and relationships and everything else, I had to start from myself. I needed to learn how to love myself. All these imperfections of my weird looks and face and all this stuff and like I don't know, I'm chubby or whatever, like whatever, but like being able to be okay with what I am, being okay with my flaws, with my mistakes, not dwelling off that, like but accepting like I barely know anything, I look weird and I like have tons of other things happening, but I'm like I'm happy with that. I'm happy with where I am. I don't want people to believe in me, assume like everything I'm saying is true and right. It's far from that. Like I'm glad when people question me. I'm glad when people come and share their own thoughts and it's different from mine, so that like we could exchange and understand each other and learn all the stuff. And I don't know, like I'm just feeling really humble that some of you take your precious time of the day and just listen to me and engage with me. So it means a lot. So like I don't know. For me, maybe in this whole video, like I really didn't had a point of what to talk about, but I felt like New Year's is coming and I want to talk to people. So there it is. I turn on the camera and I'm talking to you, and it's amazing. So I guess like some of the things, if I could share, is to say like I'm really thankful because of you. You've done so much to me. Being here, listening to me, talking to me, chatting to me, using my service, questioning and joining my live videos and all the stuff. Like it just like my whole journey is so amazing for me. And I appreciate all these things. And I want to make sure like I can give back at least a little bit to some people, at least. And at the same time, I don't know, like one of the biggest things I'm doing is I'm trying to take off all the masks. I'm trying to take off all the masks I've been wearing since I was a kid. I was trying to fit in society, to be perfect, to be what everyone wanted me to be that like people pleaser. And like I was just wasn't myself anymore, but everyone was happy. And now a lot of people might be unhappy, but at least I can be myself. And with all that, I don't know, like I want to be that person who helps you or supports you on your journey and helps you to take off your mask so that you could be yourself, so that you could be in your full potential, so that you could do what you want to do, so that you could go after your dreams. And if no one says I love you, I want you to know that I love you. Like you've done so much for me, to me, and about me and all this stuff. I don't know, like it's crazy. And I really appreciate you. Like you've changed my life completely. And again, like if it wasn't because of you, I wouldn't be here. So I love you. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for all your attention. Like, I really appreciate that. And again, like, I'm sorry if I ever said something that might hurt you, that might push you, that might not fit your standards or all this stuff. So forgive me as I'm learning on my journey, but like, hey, it's great. Like for me, I love this stuff. So like, I think I'll just end off this video because I'm just like rambling and talking about myself and life and all this stuff. But I'm excited. Like I'm excited, and I just I want to say like I can't wait to do it all. But I'm actually gonna stop the video and actually do those things. So see you soon. Like it's not a new year, like it says tomorrow and all the stuff, but it's coming. So after that, let's start big, like with fireworks and go big the whole time. And another thing, like don't wait for a moment for something to happen. Like people are waiting for something to happen to be happy, to feel the love, to feel the connection, to like, hey, I can finally do it. Don't wait for tomorrow to allow yourself to do something. Like do it right now. If you feel like it, do it right now. I still like I don't know. People are waiting for holidays and Christmas to like, hey, I can finally have this gift, or like there you go. But for me, like Christmas doesn't mean much to me because I'm doing Christmas every single day. If I see something I like and I like that person should have, there you go. Like for so like I really try to like do my best, and just like every day is like a Valentine's Day or Christmas or a New Year's or whatever. So for me, like those special days don't have that much of like, oh, finally Christmas, because every day for me is like that. And like, you don't have to be like me at all. Don't. But I'm very happy because I'm able to do those things. And I want to make sure, or like, as I live, I want to do things that would help you to be happy as well. Being who you are, doing what you love to do, and just find happiness all and within, find the love within and all this stuff. I'm gonna wrap it up because I'm just like rambling, but hey, thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.